October. And the time check is exactly 10:40 a.m. And then in Swato, Bebia 4. Na he fear na we pie. Na Sebabebo MPP Neomo campaign for creative arts named Manifesto in Semsema. There is no other person than this man who himself has been a member of the NPP communication team for years. Papeonoa is a national council member representing the Eastern region from 2014 to 2018. Second vice NPP Eastern Regional Chair. We now won't go. So, send an afraid you are dear David. Well, this man, he is MPP. So it is our dad about wow. We are called University Primary. Esako Achimata College. Esako University of Brutry. University of Alban. Rhetoric and communication. Wow. Rhetoric and communication. And it is LLB in London. Wow. We are moving forward. MP for say amunya botre me say nana Fredua Jimano for right say dada ba mu send me text me nchire mpa obi call Choco Development 1 LA owie no call Chemu papa ko University Primary Osako Achimota College and not to Kwan ko America ko University wo ho Osako London ko University wo ho onye dada ba Okay, let's get ready to ramble now. Nana Fredua Ajimano for Etema Aquava.
Halifax.
Papa.
Yeah. Now who's Anati?
Nana my head.
Okay, into my maintenance name may be once.
Okay.
That about now frame you are in shower bond.
Nah, I want
to try and pay me nifu for Uncle whom we could go. And then the next thing is me law degree, no, a London degree, but me call no Suhayao.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a school in Osu called Empire African Institute, and they host the University of London course there.
Oh, okay.
Into your Honham corner.
Wow. Thanks for the clarification.
And then maybe you should do the same. Because when I sue you for you need all the law.
Oh,
Halifax.
Dear
Halifax.
Papa.
Now, what should I say? If Yampa.
Oh, it's true.
You and I have Yananti.
Enokre.
Now, do people also know that you used to be a political reporter?
They don't know.
David, they don't know that's where you get your heat from.
No. They think
you catch them and say, mo pese mene ubisha na Halifax. Good impression they better me swanka.
Oh, my sister. Nana, my sister.
You've changed for the West. Who pressure ya how they so create no so has.
So Grace me sure say yen so ninti anka we do her dada. Nana, my sister, but ebefa no cool. I mean, Father Dixon has reshaped me. I say I'm in bro.
I gotta say, because what's a my day more?
Oh, Papa, Sam.
But what could power? I mean, sure. I think you deserve it. I was telling some guy this morning that among the journalists I've encountered over the years, you've been steadfast in the direction.
We give the glory to God.
For a Messiah 204 and now the kind, and it's true. It is am running in an antikaka. Pressure woman, son, or Jumano. Why are the Unchro you Yama Uchro, Yama Oka? We are.
Nana me that say.
Now when the men can't end the fed because it means me by me be sharp. I couldn't hear me be sharp. The shower and son out there.
Nana,
more arts and more entertainment programs. Entertainment go and yatu.
Sir.
Young queer name na mention.
You started for a national theatre.
I love that.
We are board of the. Sorry, we are chairman of the board of directors for National Theatre. You've been there for how long?
Since 2018.
Okay, let's start with the hits. No say Maji Tufik Efriho.
The yin Efriho.
Say on National Theatre Juma Yefon Hubium.
Okane Sanwa. Na uye guni hufi, and he doesn't deserve that.
Asembisa.
Yeah, na mama umwaya. So Okane Sa, you're placing him in a situation, not us, him. Because we're an institution. So you're placing him in a situation, and he doesn't deserve that. Intibisa 70 years.
Matsu say, Mwajine di onimunye jumabi wa National Theatre, no correct?
70 years.
No, mabisa no. Maybe say.
Because I want to answer a question like that.
Okay.
Because me can many bridge say, ura no ye ni papa.
Pa.
Sebi onye akwadro. Yeah. Until ubisa semno na ubisa na ayesenia ye gu ne ho fi and na kasi ye yi na die. Entina me say so when misa semni ya me nso minyi ano.
My main bisa obrofom. Because I have
a tree program.
No, I want to mean yes, sir. My bisa to the best of my understanding of the tree language.
Good.
We'll see. Mambisa Niji. Let us come to English. Is it true he no longer works with you at the National Theatre?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
No.
Oh, okay. Is it that the tenure of appointments no expire and now you have to shift him somewhere else?
Technicalities inti.
Okay. Into see what he found.
Organa.
I mean, or was sector ben institution ben amunina.
Now, some are bizarre. Some are bizarre. Halifax.
Nah.
How am I supposed to answer that?
Because you know, if you don't, you say you don't know.
You did say that I was connected to National Theatre, not to Employment Association or Public Services or. I'm a buana. You see me by you.
You see, the idea maybe say about Tofik no say the perception out there no say we see mama in cancer but that is the way I understand say when jinu free ho na on kam adwuma no ho bio
na buza me boy am de ma on sa net nti yenya ne sa na yesi fo no onyai me ahobrasiem in my capacity as chairman of National Theatre ni Tofikedi as a wire bonny. Yam Pamno as wire bonny. Onye nipa bonny for. Until let's leave it at that. Me say technicalities. And the man, we had to part ways. It has nothing to do with his character, his capacity, or anything like that. Inti inye musa. Inti asiyama. And inti asiyama is not even Tofik. Inti inye musa.
And then I say Obianka say
I've never been confronted on this matter before. And I respect that fact to say because it's personal to him. It's personal.
Na say your juma no say na tie no. Won train na say ya juma no. Ya juma no won train na nepa no mbeka wo bedwemansa.
Good.
Wutia
onkan
no. Wusia board chairman be say board chairman ya ti say ni say.
Onkan no me nso me mpene mo obi ngu ne ho fi.
Na say tie wo ya juma wo baby and na wo ni ho bioma no so afin bi wo mu. I mean, we've worked that several. Say, my
Tofik ba 8-year radio. Na me papa say it's not true. You see, the psychological nearman is the assembia or the weight or. And I say, and Tissa, papa no any papa nefo, onye bibia enye.
Na na that wouldn't be away.
Technicality and a
Nana Freddy, when him the way
meet you.
Se meka twi no ya wo tutu momone de ahye menum se me see to fi here nipa bone
na o se madwen me say sa na me
okay nti wo share
da say asema obisa no be the fine o de momone ahye wanum
wo de share menum o
sa
well
no I'm saying me the shop na o kan asema ase kire na e de kire wo the meaning of asema obisa no ase kire na me de ma on because it makes it sound as if say because me say utie nyam kan me say yen as an institution no ye hu engufi assuming say enkomo na nka ode ba se na ode ba no za na tia anka papa no na egu ne hu fi na me say mem hwe me engu papa no hu fi enti me pne me misa question is
ebia there is something I don't know.
Well but I gave you the answer and it is the truth.
Ebia there is something because normally say obi yejuma or baby
onim say e aban adwuma.
Of course.
Unim say e oman adwuma.
Of course.
Inti me ka say technicalities inyemu yanko yanim. The key point is that Tofiko yini papa. And yes onim adwuma.
In fact, minua penyin.
Thank you. So you understand my standing.
He's one of the persons me hono say Tofik inye extremists. Or appeal to even or more moon shed and call NPP, you know. Something that's on this Socrates.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, not Socrates.
My camera Socrates.
I'm sure he's on his way here.
My camera Socrates. I know you're now because
it will be Socrates, dear. He's
Socrates. You can't know Kebi now.
Nasa no have been losing away. National Theatre. Post COVID, how are you recovering?
Slowly. Bro. In Shisheno, I slow. Yeah, no, I already able to me. I do. Now, no, say beyond the return, say 1 by year, a dynamo yama. Evidence that
I came late.
Evidence that we can hold events in the building if we choose to. Now, same time, microphone here rehearsals. Be one year a bunting or a nimho for fair. There's evidence that you bit me. I do my baby. Intine aka say nhihye beko yi aman say a suban on the part of Ghana for say ekoba say ya free program bi wo dan no mu me hope so we notice say me ka dan because me pese na dwene say National Theatre na dan is you say ese ni ba dwen ba ho say ye program na oba dan no mu social distancing in Yamasa. It's so what dream bound. Uncle for now, mobile bound. As some what dream bound. Near boy, who bind. Sayari and coy.
No.
Say Anuajua. Say Utie and Comoy Cosuviasia. Say Anuajua Ghana and Chese cool. But a share Mampanini and a pump for their 2 ma ye diso. Ghana for 8 years in Rani Shisha and Senia. Dudwana 8 years. Nama Yariana and Abrasis Kakran. International TSSA say National Theatre, Yenuma ye, see yen the diamond, see a bipuako, miamiako yeno, a beboise, Nipadomnos, sad mecano. So, Pesimi Buema will be become.
Oh, my uncle me here because I mean I'm happy from the angle. Good. You took
National
it from.
Theatre, at the country, I can't say, me person when you born say me can't a dino. National Theatre, no, Jumabia,
a edifice,
and dynasty. Into the National Theatre, in the executive director need the proposal about na board G2, na minister and G2 you bet to me 2 offices no every ho. Mohanum next door. Nso na dynasty ho National Theatre.
Mo ba ye theatre.
Oh no, na National Theatre for there. The point is that ye Jumabia. Ye shebra na say Juma aban ni Ghana man dia hye yensa ne say brofumo friend of performing arts.
Okay.
Nti performing arts nsem nyina wo Ghana no. Say opa aban adwuma ejina ho masa anema no a obepe so ne won bedin kita ho aye bibia na so ono kama wa. National Theatre said here.
I see.
That's our responsibility. We're primarily targeted at performing arts. Inti who Fred concert party for opening say Nana Afranio Kese president. Rebecca Jones said, "No, my cohon, anyone could incomo. I'm one who said, so one pay about time we're buying more and the National Theatre. Previously, people didn't even know that. Say all those types of brass band for ATA, Muniko, Muko, Namope, Aban, ABR, or Bekamama, National Theatre. Those types of cultural troops for dance troops for no. That's what we're interested in. Intina ye was me and Sano dance for orchestra for music for and drama for. And then therefore everything related. Your friends say, "Oh, I can't poetry and name some." They would come with us because it's a performance art. Oh, no, yeah, you can read it and you can perform it, and there's a live thing. Until it falls or your territory. Until I'm sure you recognize that. Say Yejumana super. Until Nanamigas and Menemo Beface because Momo programs and your Monguan Ghana programs they never really give the performing arts attention. In fact, arts no crano. More zero moho ako chan music.
With the exception of the best entertainment show. And the records, with the exception of this show, and the records are there. And then so your friend, what's the name of the chief executive? Your friend, the Mami Pen, you know.
Okay.
Your friend. Now then, before me, you.
Now,
Safo until what you back on the bench will be.
Not the same minia who didn't so then wakofa memo attention. Ya bra wakoji sponsorship.
And so Grace Safo. Ya nyina na show yi. Wo ade back on the bench will be a wo party ni pe na wo de bench.
Enye say party ni o.
Mani nyina I be ya lawyer.
No man kasa.
Na me de onya me nua.
Debi.
Safo.
Obi an ne de.
I mean, I'm afraid I understand the angle you are coming from. Say, we followed the razzmatazz rather than the real theater, but I think to a large extent this show has done its best. From poets to
not enough, especially you know why I say so.
Tell me.
Despite media, more collection of stations, through peace, and I'm minia when you're the baby, yeah.
May so rest in peace.
He used to lead us in near maybe a performance art. Nearma to say a bebu program now no oil. That's massive. That was a massive. I mean, one say somehow the media, the entertainment media or the arts media couldn't pick that up as a discussion point. It was supposed to be bigger than it started out because it hits the very nerve of who we are, your soul. It tells us, before saying it here. Say, the back can some natural baby if you and a baby I dream echo. Yenya, meno ye dinko, my yen to me mube. So create on to me mube. Do one to me mube. It tells you, say, Bibi ya to sing, and those are the things you do to revive it. That's my problem with you guys.
Socrates, you are from National Commission on Culture.
Yeah.
And you're also part of that in this media space. Now, Alfredo has raised a salient point.
Yeah.
Say, the arts part, no. To say, attention, you can't compare it to in the other aspects.
Yeah. You can't hear because as a nation,
and the emphasis more commission media no. Why they say on pushes surgery now one and so.
No.
The most commission me know. Me come out.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Okay.
Halifax say
you see, there's not been that attention to the arts no. One, me call commission on culture. And niema bebre amisleti yese meye. I tell you, say there is a book for arts as students written by students. 2014 student drama festival. You compiled 10 best stories. Script no. So that book no. See the mass students school second cycle school. To say SHS for now. they can learn. Just me I enact it. He said it was Shakespeare. Yeah, the piano. I'm telling you, say me. But you see, then your printing books go. The necessary support I see the ma arts and so no, and also any ho funding. Odebe enema odebe encourage motivate performance ne omombe say na Nigeria Scapa dey oyese. There are a lot of people like Nigeria Scapa still alive.
Massive.
All they need is small support to be omobeye. But there is not that strategic support. I was say, but I heard Nana Fredia one day lamenting on a strategic support being from the Tourism Support Fund. Kasesikano, yenya bi. It trase a beer. Young fan say 10% pempo. What am I say? Eba de bia. You bet me the yes, I never wait.
Okay.
Man for be brave.
Commission on Asana Naba Bimno. More program beer, more ye.
Halifax.
Media and more attention.
Halifax.
Nana.
So, I don't want you to put pressure on Secret on this matter.
Why? Who should I ask?
Because the system is not secret. And this is a systemic matter. You are the system. Asama, yeah. When was the last time you guys discussed art, as in paintings, on your show? So that if the National Commission on Culture I see them as a regulatory body of sorts. I don't see them as organizers. Yes, is to make sure, say, the platforms are set. Be to me,
but organizing as part of their mandate, especially he is in charge of programs.
You see,
and maybe someone say, "On me programmer,
you're
media
talking
no
about
man
a state institution. You're not talking about a private entity. Until you must keep the context. So what do you that's to say? Mine are buying. Onye ankurankure juma. Onye despite.
And see, are buying to me ye.
Debbie,
director of programs.
And I said yes, obe create platforms, no. Inti so no ye niema ebe bue mama art for a pager. Mwa kanu na mobe yama nipa eni abaso. Na same time wahwe arts and culture with BBC da. You see what they do. This morning, just before coming here, I was and I'm saying Radish Edan no man share a program. I want to pick 5 albums of artists that you and I rarely hear about. And the kind of music they've put out is not chan music that we all normally hear. And I don't discuss on an international platform. That's what we're talking about. National Commission on Culture will do their part. Now, will you pick it up?
I thought he would tell me. No, wait. That's a beautiful question. It's me.
Do you people talk about it?
Ask him.
Has anybody asked the question? Say, why hasn't it continued?
Oh,
has anybody asked the question? Mami answer nothing.
It's yem PM.
Listen me buy about.
My uncle because maybe I will call the wire through. Really?
Yeah, you see Halifax.
You
think that I'm talking
about?
You think I'm talking about you, Halifax?
No. Yes, you're talking about private sector media for in general. Dear Oko Zongo first. Let's take just that one alone. Private sector had to pre-finance. Besine. 4 years down the line.
Why not? But you see, I have a problem with that.
Say private. So what will encourage us to do round 2?
I think say you want to ask me what problem do I have. This is an Nana-Freddie opinion.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
Thank you. As far as I'm concerned, we create platform. So mo jijiswa. Say abaya into me. I'm for being who faso aye. Na mo jiji su kosi pempenso ben. And a man for who say. The Kobasa are buying to me into your crown. We've been finding whom shame and calling him.
Na misika cut around 3-4 years down the line.
When you sit here and you talk about Michael Jackson, you think some are buying being a. What are you talking?
I was only taking you on based on what you said.
What he's supposed to do as Commission on Culture, they say, obey create platform, obey your mama, and what they say, hey, then the rest of us take it into your yes, hard and what you are doing about. Opportunities and what resources about. Of course, some resources need to me aye juma no. Na sa ban twitwi na say wo so a and you see aban me come aban I na buying especially Akufo-Addo aban. Se ko ba se otwetwe ne na ase a eye mo Ghana fo no because ye pe akwan ena na one face kana udi kotua Socrates ka na one fancy hospital and one fancy we nso Socrates adwuma ye na nke man krofo dodo na adwuma. We tend to forget that because ya born say dondology. Ya born say concept sebi jimi fu bi na ye adwuma. You see, let's contextualize this thing and speak the truth. So Ono it's a platform he created. It's for us to bounce it and make it big. You don't now sit back and say, so Socrates, when is the next one? No. Socrates, I need to take advantage. What can I do? Where can I fit in? Okay, I'll cut a loss this time because I know when I go forward, Nebeko Yi. What are we talking about? That is what we're talking. In the area Mushona, Mutata na Muhuya Mehibia. Ono mu ntokwa penintine ya na ne refi so bema mo sa answers bi. I'm saying say no ye no sa ne ye no. What did the rest of you do? And when I say you, I'm not talking about Halifax Anza or OKFM. I'm talking about the Ghanaian media platform for entertainment, promoters, marketers, who see opportunity. Nkolana ekoye adwuma was Zongo First National. We adwuma na epeja no nya kakra na onya mfaso na obi akonanim aden how
nti nana radio se Socrates creative platform no private sector support no nti asien ko yie sikana ka koka. The next thing we hear, the same people almost say sikan ni ho, they're rather supporting a Nigerian Afrima. What would encourage the rest of us here to support you around too?
I won't disagree with you. But I'll also say, there are two new fights. One fight broke out into two. That's how I'd put it. I'm talking from a perspective of Obi Amadrin Yeme say at all points in time, SSC Koyenim. Intino, near a muedino, uningo, near Tumi Bohuba, nearbo. The concept of Zongo First Never Wana, Niniho, Obi Diaba, Yenje Mwana, Debi. Obi the Afrima Bano, Obi way, send me the way instead of that. Okay. I don't know who says see we now see we. No. Don't make them comfortable about taking that decision. But it doesn't mean you leave this one. That's how I see things. Me sana mi hunyama. The fact is say, and so wabamubu in terms of ebua to the point say unye biom. Wabamubu understandably to the point to say eba ne say na uwenhu sebe adwin bi say we beboa na we dey okochichi. I know there. I won't fault you for that, and I'll be on your side because it makes sense to ask that question. But it doesn't mean say initiative, and so as Ghana for National Commission is Socrates at the Adriaba. The rest of us should sit back and say, this is a great opportunity. Don't go here in Ghana. Can you imagine if this exploded into all the communities? Now, eventually, community can you imagine?
Okay, can you imagine? In case you just tune in, 101.7 FM. Jumadiene, the best entertainment show.
By the way,
my guest here, Nana Fredua.
By the way, so him say achievement of MPP.
Zongo First, no. In fact, I'm just entering the politics now. My guest here, Nana Fredua Ajiman Oforiata, chairman of the board of directors for the National Theatre of Ghana. Osaye MPP ne penyin pa. And as a communication consultant, and he's been trying to, throw a few punches here and there. We'll see how it isn't that. If you're retaliating now, I'll see you by a year. He came here to convince Ghanaians, says some 60 days to elections. Boshia omundi maye for creative space no. Denti na yensan to abanu momubium. But of course, we started from National Theatre or answer to fake the NO. And now, he raised the conversation to another level. Say, look, we should try to support the arts and theatre in general. We shouldn't just limit it to music and dance. He spoke about painting and why, other forms of arts, even the lesser known arts, and why we should set an agenda to promote them. And yes, wow. I just went on Facebook now to check my views. Say be a slay queen be. My invite no to talk about Papa Bia what of you ma obi na wine na gray hair wanna say and say anka. You would have seen the attention. But industry-related issues that will put bread and butter on our table. Oh, and I show no your door and no beyond the be a thing, man. I say, and they say, and also your challenge. And see, Yenshana say, Anna, baby, what do? You still do your best. You still balance the discussion in such a way. Say, let the slay queens have their sensational stories, but let the arts also grow. Straight into the NPP, let's do this. Nana Fredua, let's do this now. And Biana means me invite NDC for me, the National Democratic Congress spokesperson on creative arts, and Rexoma, Gamro chairman, any Sadiq, and on bed treasure muzie, dientia ese yentu abano uma NDC. Because number one, omuba beye digital creative arts economy. Now mudie, bosha mude mushe ni na muntumi ande back so. For instance, and say bia na say so circulative flyer be on creative arts. Since you see any creative arts for change biom. Creative arts for more.
Yeah.
Creative arts for more. Okay. Yeah. Now me show me flyers no nyina. Okay. Now me show me flyers no nyina. Want to me amfa projects back from the art sector.
For the records. For the records. When I'm saying enough idea, who introduced do you know he's a founding member of Creative Arts for Change?
Really? Papa, what is him from? Oh, baby.
He's a founding member.
Okay, so we'll come to Creative Arts for Change. Banana, why should we take you serious?
On what?
On the promises you make to the arts. I can't see the theaters. I can't see the creative arts courts. I can't.
Nanama.
United Showbiz. Yeah.
Discussions are first of all, your best cut and paste. Yeah, mama knew.
Why am I cut and paste for?
Me knew. I'm telling you. Second thing, Mr. Manifesto. Halifax, we there. We named the fool, but for purposes of discussion, Wikipedia or say a manifesto is a published declaration of the intentions, motives, or views of the issuer, be it an individual, group, political party, or government. The working words are intentions, motives, or views. Inti manifesto no enfe bibia nshemu efe bishim to give you an idea of bibia opese oko. But juma nan kasankasa na form.
Nana, what you treat cheme so be boy for kakra intentions, motives and views.
Na dream po. Ne da so ne Kenya no man hwese we ne beboayen.
Okay.
Odini ekuvado dini ti e ka sumie no nyane anopa den na nyame aka kire no. E fa sa adwumadie ho. Eno ene boa no. Eyi ba e bia obekam ba ko mienu bia e be chichiri nipa na dwen. But adwuma nan kasa e wo form no. Zongo first never manifesto. But a Jumane will form the chair say, a boy quite must say, you know. So Diana Kufuado soon and Emma so create National Commission for who say a fast line where I be boy. That's what we're talking about. Intino, Yanaman for Chichiri, honey.
Until Patrick said we shouldn't limit ourselves to the
digital economy. That ben digital one way digital Nyama by any seditious Neman ebem. Yenja can get you. Mopa Monko Bisa digitization who Nkomo, a mere 50 Ghana, and a baby NDC for the fire. Bamiano mo ya. No one can near Bayedida. No more Bayedida because one to me and here because Tobo talk about the real business of the arts.
Okay, into what I can say, intentions, motives, and views, no.
Yes.
you arrived at them based on the existing challenges
and the vision and direction that Nana Akufo-Addo wants to take.
Beautiful. And see, how come say challenges no wo, but the intentions have changed.
They haven't.
The motives have changed.
They haven't changed. It's not true.
The views have changed.
Yeah, if the motives had changed, we won't be sitting here because we'll be motivated to do other things.
You had an intention of building large-sized ultra-modern theaters.
Yeah.
Starting from some 3 regions. What happened to that intention?
It's a good intention and it will come on. They've started. It's a start.
You started.
Yeah. You weren't
a
able
few months to the end of your first term.
You weren't able to finish. It doesn't mean you didn't start, and it doesn't mean your intention was lost. It doesn't mean you've lost the motivation. You see, Sanyamano, they are crucial to, especially for performing arts. We need theaters. We need them. Does it mean say boom? It was a vision. It was an idea. It was a concept. Into your share, me ba sa adwin we near the be adwuma. Afi ye call adwuma no mu a, it can delay. I will not sit here and say oh, and we have delayed. There's no doubt about it. But is this something that will happen? Yes, it has started.
I don't think a delay. But when we come to issues like free SHS from year 1, pam.
You have to be honest with yourself. Would you rather say, if you have to weigh the things, 1.2 million going to school, fancy theaters. Nankahwana betting was seven, not dream will be a bit to be a become. Intino, Ususua, a dream po, a diaper. A quanchepa utu anamoa ufiti baby hono na Akufo-Addo ni na pan for fiti. We're getting there. We will get there. Yeah. Let me tell you.
Okay, what do you?
Let me start something. I keep making this statement and I'm ready for it to be say ye be bobu ma hwese ni America na ye no kra. Fiti owura nkroma pen so be seen there. There's only one aspirant to the highest office. Oba. Yeah, in the campaign, not creative arts in some way. Kwame Nkrumah, he didn't campaign on creative arts. Only 2 minutes, and no year when Juma. If you listen closely, you tell me American Albert one fine year campaign. Fitting in pencil, and Nana Akufo-Addo, any first ever, or shader, or to me fair forum, public forum. I did not drink two, just say, sir, area we say, baby, I able to meet the Ghana corner, and enough from. Nipa krono to me begina bedroom ekasa na otututu niama it should lead you say call baby pa amaye. So for me, I'm not shaking cry. We're on the right direction.
Mate yebeba ho
Nana Akufo-Addo nti ena NDC for ministry.
How?
When did the ministry come to be?
2013.
Good. Go and check say NDC for no one can answer.
I mean,
had they even thought about it?
It
was Nana Akufo-Addo who can picture creative arts in Semuno. And the Kenya Niama, if we are saying no, but you see, if you know now doing one,
Nana say sika sem inti na theaters no delay before they started. Enye mo na mo ka kire ye say sika no wo ho. Yes te sika so na so ye bre sika no wo ho. E ba no say na mo ba hwie ye no. Asna mo say sika no enche da ni ho sa.
Sika no wo ho so ni ho. E wo ho yeah. Me say me to me susu no say ye be na mabu. E wo ho because ye te sika so. Kwenya wo ho. Sikano sabi enye dua na fifi. Have to work to grow it. And you know that opportunity to create all the space no. Enye sika na Akufo-Addo kaso ankaso sikano Bank of Ghana fansa ko boom dey. Nsa no kan. Nti ya adwenkyerɛ dae direction. Nti oya oniema yi a ebue kwan. Sika no wo ho. Sikani niho in the way that you're probably thinking. You're ready. Aden into a Zungu Festka. Aden NC Theater. Aden go to Bank of Ghana, wherever it is, get the money. But Sika, you're the best shishen so that you can grow stuff. I started by Otinka. One thing can go for school free. So for us, that is the meaning. So akwanya nyamede maye was asasi so no. Esisi de fakwa mpaso ni enye efifi nyamfa so. Oni mpenimfo kasa, they'll tell you that this is the way it's supposed to be. The company for those who've seen and heard and they knew our forebears owning BBS Ghana, they'll tell you that this is the direction. In the case of construction of theaters, I believe strongly that first of all, we started. We've got about 2 or 3 going over. Renovated. Going into the next 4 years, I am telling you for sure that you see a whole lot more theaters than even we predicted. Mark it on your OKFM wall and pray that I'm alive. I'm telling you, you will see it. You will see it about to happen.
Well, that is another promise on the first promise. Anyway.
Theater ni yesi ayede.
I mean, in
David, and a minute, maybe discussion. Make us see assembly. Me can't see I could see baby. I'm a dear 15. Science Crawford in you on Hong Kong. Say performers, poets, say they're the ones who eventually come together for Sir. That's where we'll benefit from seeing them. Getting a place you be able to share one. Now one casa won't dear no so I don't need kind. Name a big create environment. I'm talking about me can't art. My church will be numbi. Ora Sami Bento means what in the dinda. International painter, Ghana. With Kudawo. It's painters like that, Ghana and international scene. So what environment are we creating for them to shine? Concert party for me, boy, when president meeting. Okay, say, what so ni me for?
Yeah.
If we don't talk group, BB Mine, Pa George, no, Antiama Boabeno. Why aren't they shining? That's where for me, that's where I see it going. Theater there, but you see, Sasamo making or the Manifesto more, you'll find it boring. You rather find the construction more interesting.
Okay,
but human resource development, opportunities next year. I know, into Uber National Theatre say, yeah, strategic plan.
Nana afraid why not dream say, oh, my member one question. I'll share that by
maybe a strategic plan by to tell you that we're not asleep in a place like that. Bureau of Languages, they're working. Folklore more than Abahada. We should find out the value of folklore to the arts and culture environment of Ghana. And you see, say, Yetisikaso. That's what we mean.
And I'm afraid the Awabu boys we are doing 100%. In the absence of a creative arts law, how useful can they be? Now, billion so for the past 4 years, more passy Billy Bako. Why wouldn't I believe those who say, Sebano arts dear, MPP are bino? You have a dismissive attitude towards it. Say, oh, where don't need drumming and dance. Into priority mudima other sectors no. I mean sense of urgency mudi passy bills for other sectors no. You don't attach the same sense of urgency when it comes to the arts.
Halifax, just on this particular one. Unim se share these 3.5 years. Bill na ye be 2 year. A creative arts bill. Effort idea shame no. Ene adwuma me hu si ya ye.
Almost see bill now you're ready. They finished everything.
No.
It was just for you to use your majority to pass it, Safo.
me who film bill ya pass.
Yes.
Me who your friend is saying copyright bill ya pass. Me participate through all this. A BN who do less than 10 years. All these bills. A BN who a deal less than 10 years in passing it.
Well, read information.
It's you.
A BN who did copyright bill. Me catch will say the BN me bobeti mode Idrisu Abaso.
NDC man.
Me bon Abaso. Because in Kofodia, we look at the bill and name a woman. Technically, there are challenges. See a banner say operationalize it. And then and talk about Bria Queen no. Some of the Nema what bill ni muno. But the woman
okay, so let us come to the current.
The woman in the wisdom catch say, e dey no mo pade ba ko pe no mo achieve me boa. Se mo amu benya mo CMOs. What you say? Collective management organizations. E no pe no mo pe say. Enti no mo miem pass se na ye no. As at 5 o'clock, ye pon, ye enti me am pass here. Parliament is going to rise. We will not be able to pass this bill and it may take another 10 years.
She predicted that.
Yes. Any G2 must say okay. Any yanko na yanko tenants. Inti ye no. Send ye near chase kakra ampono. Ye samba betenants. Ye nye wo book no mu ne de che. What must say? Yan yet ye ho ase any ye near maybe. This copyright creative arts bill. I'm telling you say. Enye ye nua bi for their selfish interests. Inka by this time ye druka da because the same fate. Some of them took the stand say if MPP should pass it, their interest of running the affairs.
Oh, Safoden and Woking.
Halifax. I am telling you this.
Say Bimu Amayo Cement.
Yes.
Omu Sheda delay.
Yes.
It's not so busy of my input shema.
Papa, if MPP a pass a bill way, MPP will be in a position to even do some appointments.
No. It's government. It's help the
government. MPP government and the some appointments. Even send I'm running here no. Obinsu interest ne say Charlie. Yemmo buga madini nile ahwe nes e betimi wini. Ye wini aye ba e be pass it. Halifax.
What you are saying?
It gets to a point where the industry must know certain things.
If I understand you right, Safo Patre say apart from the normal bureaucracy, cumbersome consultations, no political sabotage so wom.
Me ka kire wo. Me see ebinumu interest ne say yemmo buga hwe next election 2020 ye be win. Who went here Rexoma ne your friend is saying Okokumante on your friend Joy Prime when digital platform Okokumante push ya to the point and Rexoma says nanka yen ye fanyi credit no asemo kan wa monitor man kan it's on tape
healthy joke
it's on tape
you know friendly joke
Papa and you see it's on tape okan bo so asem and everybody was like oh okan bo so asem say
could it be say moso time am position no enunti na musumu sabotage omo so want me am pass
omo bill this any bill bay
the creative has bill
no creative has bill no they prepared it and they prepared it omo enwie nyomo ye first ni say omo ankote interim council they say ni omo si ye ni ayaya omo si is illegal no ye impo de ya save the country no omo mo fa nipa ba ko bear 14 and omo so omo de omo te council what you must hear but at least ye ba ye no ye be fa 3 so omo nhwe no mo run it
sa for wadaroma mpacho want mu nyam pass bill
there be
omo so omo bre no so no omo anyam pass and who allege say political sabotage can
yes.
And I'm asking, could it be that omunso time no man to me and pass na musumu sabotage on politically?
At what point no mududru ya ebeba ne say obimpo sabotage because omo
dey so omunso mo ehwe bribia
omo ehwe bribia when ka tell so omo ehwe bribia
Mr Beautiful say omo ehwe bribia
no so you can
Rexoma say omo ehwe bribia
or evidence of it or evidence of nyomo ye
mu die do hinsisia
yeah as we speak no It's in the final stages where Attorney General, it's been between Attorney General and Cabinet, and sometimes they bring it to the ministry. We are called to put in last time I afraid just a name, say, is it creative industry or creative arts industry? And we got them, we say, and where they say, yeah, BB, I say, no. We were called just for this.
And see, Addo between cabinets and the AG. Nana Fredia.
Who is Centurion? Your opportunity versus Sucrate's opportunity is that you get to educate the public more than Sucrate. What's the process for developing bills? As a child mine, near more tiasi. Ni who tact say binum be used. Intina Sucrate veteran say, Ubi shada a and the process is nankasan so. Then your cancer say, where the back it miss.
But obi phone mommy feedback.
And then your media.
Okay.
Intino, one more will be Sasem. Also, can be no mining tiasi because I said, Ubi shada no on your neck. Church say near ye Juma, nothing, baby, Abia, MPP Atosino. Now they are dead. You understand what I'm saying? What is the process for creating a bill? But you sit in your chairs and then you just keep firing, and then it gives the impression, say, and it's not the case. Inti say, Kobasa that could be Obibufu no catcher say, Untuminto Fio cry, Yana Montiasi. Because all ye Juma broso, but you're not giving them the credit and the attention. Rather, you're busy attacking. Me see, Monsu Muncho mine say na ye tro bill.
And see, Mwashebo. Maybe some will say, Moody Bush and Nasha here, Musi ya attacking. In Siena, yam betres and I pass you.
Oh, Halifax, you know who you're talking to. Wouldn't say what you might maybe. Indeed, I've put myself in your position and I'm calling responsibility.
Bush no, Yenemuneshe.
Oh, maybe better Hano. Maybe better Hano. Now, one mammy to my and no go school back on me coins and communication.
And you are a communication
and I'm
consultant.
Media has responsibilities. They do not include only attacks
and interrogation.
What is your definition for attacks? Is he asking questions?
No, I'm saying,
asking for accountability?
I'm saying that there's a tendency.
You've not answered the question.
Yes, I am.
What is your definition for attacks? By asking him questions?
Yes, my answer to your attacks question is there's a tendency for people not to lay the foundation for the attack.
You've come back to attack. Define the attacker.
Catch our mind say near bill na sitreni adwin pobia ye pese dan ne mra na dan bra mra no bi atumi adiso aboa adwuma oye enum no ye bisebisa mpani niam bi ye chorotro niam bi say near ye no oya etu bill bi won ma ne suban ti no etumi fa amfie ne wo ho ebi wo no ma na otwe miensa ne awie okay no na nipa ne te ne ho ase a say ye mra kwam hihye bi abeboa ya ma afa enum no nti so great na mo achesa no achirichiru but ufiti baby a obi anti ase a say be say o ma japade bi na obi ahye aka hye ne botum nti so no be ka kire o say amanfo bi ahye da twetwe na ase a then eventually what happens in the public's eyes are any politicians that more yemo ade na ye hwemo. Meanwhile the public should be interested. So I'm saying set the tone properly.
Anyway, it's been this way from the first question I asked about Tufik. It's been Nana Freda, you manage him, and then we end the conversation. My main fan to just say Rick just kidding, Engineer Ricky Tennyson, one of my panel members for Wednesdays about Beck and Ricky Mema Wakwaba. This is Alpha Mike Nubako. And so no delay Wakakra. Okay. I mean, what's the income about Nukakra? Ube Bima na Yankoyanim.
My person means a few things, just understand a few things from, a practitioner's point of view.
You know enough radio very well.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'd want to know, sir. I believe there are several challenges, with the National Theatre. In terms of structure, in terms of setting things that are not that are not functioning well. I wish to know from you directly as the board, chair, if you can share some of the major problems of the National Theatre before I ask my follow-up question.
Okay. Where the message from perspective of somebody from the outside who has now come in, and I'm getting ready to step back out because Nekufado will get another term to appoint his new body. There's no guarantee that I'll be there. I don't take my positions for granted. My observation, I did me need kind, and for NGG a Japan. Yes, NGG a Japan. Intino, bebe bubonkrofu bidinyo. Uba National Theatre host say. Ubisa ubi to say Fifi Kwe, a violinist, young guy. You should see him perform. Whether anybody is paying attention to him and what he can offer. Ubi to say Paul Ankoma. He's a timpani drummer. You should see him. Then there's Kofi Boatin. He's a musician. He's autistic. You should see him perform. I'm saying these are valuable near my world. Ghana for them. That's the first problem with National Theatre. Let me treat him. The huge battle that we have taken on as an institution and saying is to say you be nipa dream free the fact say a dime be nisi that a juma is in charge of the performing art. So if we don't get that public support, even the government or the state for that will not see the extreme advance because we sort of sway, as you know, with how the public support. Into here primarily public support. Now, systematically, so you hear say nipa beti yase ewo adwumanum. Yase de pa ne say. We are not a profit-oriented organization. Ya na manfo say na monye say na monye ska. There be enye yase de no. Yase de ne say e behwa ma edin for ya binum bi sa. You know, it's a platform. So I'm thinking, if a child wants to be like Fifi Kwe, and he's learned to play the violin, it needs a platform to begin to shine. If a commercial entity will charge him, when he comes to the National Theatre, depending on our arrangements there, we should even see it possible to make it free for the child to show and blossom. Yeah. That's our calling. And he say, "Oh man, then you begin to see say, because performers beba from all levels. Near we fitting. Maybe if you make mama match poems in that he'll stand up and read one. Now if you create a platform and he does it, then you've opened this. That's what we stand for. So yes, the shortcomings there are people worry about air conditioning. It's a problem, but it's not a problem. It's a problem because somebody pays to come and use the place, and then you have that technical problem. It's not a joke. But in the scheme of what we are responsible for, Anka, it's something you can fix. Well, I don't know.
Reason why I'm Ibisa is because of other plans to establish more theaters.
Yes.
Because already I realize or I have seen from the back that what problem
there's a good conversation.
There's a problem already with the National Theatre, even the one that is actually situated in the main capital. So for me, away from politics, you get where.
So then it means you'll understand my true answer, which is it is us.
Ricky, what's in us here? Opatre say, I mean, I'll come in 15 minutes. Yeah. Let's understand what Opatre say. Look, when we say National Theatre, or we are going to build ultra-modern theatres, what will be their use if we are not supporting the performing arts, including the lesser-known arts?
And in America, that yes, when you say we are not supporting, who is the we? Maybe secondly, how do you make people support that particular activity? What you say, because it's just like
Ricky, you make the man go back to what he said for 20 minutes back to back. They are practitioners, award-winning global icons. Yeah, more necessary attention. That is what
you see. There are strategic efforts because mind you, everybody has their interest. It's like music. When the musicians come here and they go like, "Men are the best," or I have the talent, but you people are giving focus to other things. It is not anybody's fault. It is also your responsibility if you believe that you have the talent to make sure that people.
Yeah, no.
Albert, I think you can understand it. You say as long as you can. And I may say, in the National Theatre, me aduma madama, me go put on. Many executive director and then the officers. Yako media houses people officially pushing for us to even get attention. Now I'm saying any GBC for I packed up. Well, they're airing us. My point is that yes, he's arguing saying who's marketing what. Now when you market, you can only go so far when you're a public institution. Because we cannot compete with private people. To get SADA signed for processes I'll be go through and say I'll be because it's a public institution. And also the Halifax dream them. You understand? So we need to contextualize it. I totally agree with your argument, if I've gotten it right, and they say, we need a bit of work. Let me say, Kakrana me mabetono. Don't forget, I came from the outside. Me no be said they need me to be an arts person.
Yeah. No.
People don't know.
Law. Yeah.
They don't know how deep
rooted you are
I am in the arts, and yet, honestly, I'm not a frontline arts person.
Yeah.
But I've been. I consider myself a backbench activist. Me Bob and Crawford, me no one anti-dinch. Your friends, they'll tell you that you're nothing. From the outside coming in, kakra mehunu, kakra at least National Theatre yayen, and who responses. We've created committees and brought people from all walks of life. It's a secret. All walks of life. And me, it's okay to tell you that it drew arts are main kind this year. You tell you straight, my friend will be a minimum. I don't. The point is that you are getting power so that you can help the whole country, not for Somalia. Yeah. That's why I fought with Halifax from the beginning. Said, you guys don't give us enough attention.
But the bigger question is, why don't we fix that problem before we think of, because it's going to be the same thing in other regions.
But that's what you see. I disagree on that score. We are saying one my region for Nakam. I say free SHS. See, and training NC Adani. Yanom Nemani be copy cut and paste for the NC Adani we answer. Meanwhile, in the last 3 years, thanks to Akufo-Addo's firm decisions, you've got 1.2 million children who are going through school. So let's not wait to sort out Accra's problem before my hometown Chebi people get a solution. Let us rather look at what we can do to begin to end the problem. The systemic problem now, that is the answer. First of all, everybody who's in the area, in the space, me body a man for bube for me. Inti me body. But yatiti binu mo asem na ono talk no see dan no far away girl no yes any. Na won wa e tro nwom no nso e. Won ya otumi enwin guitar no nso e. What about them? Those who are really year of return by Kofwa when carve nema obi nya bibi toko ye. Those are all in the arts. Ne kai no. Now, when the theater opens, again, let me use Chebi because Mikroma. When the theater opens in Chebi, who called Chebi, who himself because Ubenya BBI. And it works like in the Yayamuno, we should begin to open. I agree with you, but the battle can be fought only to a point. So, we are public institution. Ghana for pe Yama mentioned Yen idea and Yen Pabakudia. A National Theatre Dynasty on a Ghana for their. Juma nankasa na Ghana for Juma. Nia obeye bia no mfaso na Ghana for dia. Nti ese Ghana for dia on ho hwem. Ni yem wa ye ho yem mania mempeja. Yeah, I always say, and I'll close. I'll keep quiet after this statement until you call me again. Krobia obekosu bia wo Ghana. Ahimfie wo ho no ma National Theatre wo Juma ye wo. The reason ahimfie ne say sawo ho, enwum wo ho.
I mean, performing arts.
Cultural activities.
The total, you get my point. And the place to find it in a modern concept, is what the National Theatre
stands for.
And the minute you are not helping build National Theatre, you are sitting on talent out. I'm about to launch what I call a legacy project.
Legacy projects.
Yeah, I figure I should leave something behind for National I want to do, for the lack of a better term, and of course I say it with a lot of pride because of the source of inspiration. I want to do one school, one orchestra.
One school, one orchestra.
Halifax, I saw Boame. We need to get their children out there who can play.
Is it like what we are told happening in those days? Secondary school, be our one banda. I mean, St. Augustine's will go and play against a disco.
Let's take all the schools as much as possible. Can you imagine violinists, celloists, and I want to Hongane, don't know, and we're sitting on good things. It's all there, but it's about whether we're prepared to join. And that means to say, Mudi and Komoba could be na ya motadina. Na mudi wenum bin so abefra.
Say no anti na afra we.
Let's make a commitment. First of all, Yanjin Tum say MPP has the best strategy moving forward for the creative arts. And not to our frame. And the fact is that Niedika Penino di animu. Wachre e woni niema bebremu. Only the person I'm the biggest fan of lately.
Yes, I can show you.
Nicholas of Maniacha.
Tabita kum.
Bonu be free SHS. Muni be a member.
Nana Fredia.
Mami, can you? The reason is that free SHS, education. I keep saying the free is just that's the excitement part. It's the school in that whole term. Creative minds na bebano. Edoso. Is the arts industry ready? Let's do that. And I think the Ekufuado and the NPP are the ones who can help us.
Nana Fredia, I can't be 8 minutes, but when so hear me pa. Creative Arts for Change. Mekaipa, Safa was it 2016? The amo kukuru me call anya so utum. Me pa bwanya na titi and I say me ndio machivu. I mean, when you came to PA, many of your members on my express disillusionments. It's 4 years again. Then namu lanchi biom, then namu freo mo. What should be the motivation? Why should they come on board? Omo feel say mo by work na board so Safo wo baby no create you no can ka your name. No more. They say omo hu hwe no. 4 years again you are assembling them to come and do what? What's the motivation? Why should they not feel
because because I'll end up preaching about the real direction of what you want. So, per se, direct posting, but a policy be the two. But that's not what people want to hear right now. What Nyamimi feels the best way. One akwa basis amre ye icon. Adamo. Ibium ahubrasim. Okan say 15. Me know you share pray enyene ye da so wom and anya de nso aye bega because that at the papa be a bebe. In 2004 when you and I met, did we ever think that we'll be in a country where education at that level will be free? But we've worked towards it and it has come. Sani ekomania nti e besre mpanimfo no mo bia ba mumbu enye bibia na ba prekope. The secret say the never example because he's made it public and it was not a dishonorable thing. It was not a bad thing. Now, ubisando wekacho na mefuano so. So obedi ya wo bedwemu is to tell you say aban adwuma ya aban adwuma. Aban adwuma ya aban adwuma. So Ekufuado ka kire say don't expect to be a profit this government to be a profit making government but rather a people centered government. Unti no that's wo kente sanka so create wajai anka nya se yadwin nipa wanka obeka jose me board honum na nya sika bi na etua ene me disable national theater for na ni obi amekate
and afraid you sika pa anka say wo die I mean
dama unti no ye besre won e ya botre any kanko going forward eno ne hia niema a eba why we say policies be to say year of return and if we are beyond the year of return. Right now, their creative juices are going to be under challenge. So want to me
okay, Nana
na ni here to uniform.
Na form way anyway, Safo until most Saturday mu ye den. Creative many fly me mintias you. Because Nana fedu ampene.
Well, Saturday no ye tu ensa frɛ obi a wo arts ni mu a opese o sustain the gains na yenya so far no. When we talk about the gains no and not just for the arts but gains bebree abo man anymore ye nyina e bisu ye so se nanado enwini a nka ye mu bebree no ene wo Halifax nka nkrofo otu om school fees every month enne se sika ni nyina no sometimes ye dey na semis me hunsu say who sit down
Safo, would you talk this thing and
yeah. No me hunsu say oh me hunsu say what me awie ofie nice beautiful house
wow me you remove
okay enti no say sika no enti Saturday yi ye tu ye safro bia e wo Snap Cinema AMB building ni mo no
no crese muji collection from the creative arts practitioners
collection
yes say I mean omunfa kakrambo anamo
Halifax
o mi bisa say no kra na nye no kra
obia o kakra yen enye se ye ba bedi no ye pese ye boa enti kakra obia be wo bia no say one city because yen ye de no ye ne door to door ye campaign no yen an ye ko ye tu ye hu si ho ne yakọ ne ya ne manfo akọ kasa.
What is the logic? Because we feel say oh ye boa se party no baban
Munyasa campaign no everybody donates people finance inti se ye ho boso asi from say ye koye campaign obi am akakra. What's wrong with that?
Nana obi aka say
you can answer ne
I don't know what you
be be akire
inti nana wo de question bi e be sa obi attack e bone
because munyasa na I say ne mo jiji adwempo bi so and it's not good for us.
JB ye person
mu is that
munyasa
campaign
and let's afford any hype man
brabeboa na mwana obeboa no untumi a enye obi anka se untumi nti member unipadua na ye nhira man
enti ye wo opposition yenye how do you say collection and tree
silver
ntubua ye wo opposition ye ntubua ye ba ben mu nso ye nsa ye ntubua
corruption this ya ba ben mu nti den
oh enti ye ba ben mu die se mo nyina debi enti mu a mwanya appointment no mo fa kakran bra na ya ye nye bi no
appointment no ehun sika free
ayentu awoka
e kana e ya he
it is better than zero. It is better than the only
let's go with your logic. Me National Theatre say me come meeting ya mama say
na we dey member
me anyam ferry because anyam sika
Nana Fredia obia
I mean say me patrol say na mo ye na nye. And I'm trying to show you that this is why you need to stop.
Okay.
Because when you encourage that discussion now, you're encouraging corruption.
Ebia.
Secret baby well, I'm for ties cab man.
Ebia.
It's not right.
Ebia National Theatre as board chair.
And for only a buying post.
Obi ye chief executive. And no dear ebanu wa.
Yes, yeah, Jumantini Tiana.
It's your because a buying a man is a post. No one you can cramble and I find your creative arts.
Nana tell you straight, say now your name Wagana. It's as simple as that. Now we yes is here Mwaga.
Good. Now what treachery mu say denti na Mwaga.
Because we are sana ojiji. Obi adwuma yetuaneka. You are creating the impression obedwum say ni sika no nya on sem fata nti so to.
Oh, David. Nana David.
But you see, I'm telling you about the implications of your statement.
No. That is your understanding.
But who else is speaking? I don't understand what you're saying. I'm telling you.
See, well, government appointees
it doesn't
who
help.
Are better off.
It's not right.
Into obi to say, into obi to say Fred Chimensa. She in Koso. Obi to say Dada Afko. She in Koso. Oh, Nana Freddy idea. Nana Freddy idea. Safo Mike no off. Nana Freddy idea. Board no board. She Koso da.
Na say they Fred Chimensa answer.
Oh.
What are you talking? Common no. Monsieur Onguye, common. So what are you talking about? Munyasa, when you do that, you're encouraging corruption.
But contribution no and yes capo. You are what they in crampo or they back crampo no so your contribution.
Well, maybe some because of me pass almost 1,000 cedis be.
Oh yes, so be a minimum be a bit me there.
1,000 cedis be.
Ose, Libya, one the crampo is worth more than 1,000 cedis.
One case memo.
No,
bra, na obet me at your fabra.
So who Libya, one day now they ban no crampo no. It's more than 1,000 cedis. 1,000 cedis is the minimum contribution.
And 4 months come ya.
And yeah, we are talking about sustaining the gains. And yeah, how can and your name for no all can not go yambo. But they say, no. Said you can some no yeah.
As a mischief witchery.
Halifax dear. Can yeah, as you say. Formo yeah. No. Fashion me uncle.
Innocent.
It's 12 o'clock. Nana Fred, you are the opatch and I say, look, the fixation about manifesto promises no are infantile. Because we bad bimwa. And I want say, Michelle Boss may say, me what to say this. We dear, and we are at the moment be bar many forces this dear, dear Missy Mayer number 1. No, and to share practicalities, new realities. No, na main point at the back one, or Monsieur Boy in creative art, or Moon Shassie, or my yibim, maybe Musso Moa Shassie, and see the Okan. But I will say,
yeah, you to me, you know, no swam,
and dear,
you're busy trying to negate us.
Well, my job is sometimes make you uncomfortable and see.
But one can say OBC your friends saying ministry without a creative art directorate. It was just a name. And now Wadaroma and your design board.
Why do you always bring me into this?
Yes, because I remember that faithful Saturday. I remember that faithful Saturday. I will near design board. And one can it was just a name.
Nana Fredu, I am a guest and me dana se pass oba. Your best friend will be between now and December. Idiot and I be a Jumi. Now be on betre na dream. Inti mo amusi and then I'm interview Rex Oman Sadiq and I'm my friend NPP phone send enemo ekua don kokra mpo nye no ano baba be kan asem enti is it's not afraid you better as fortunately surprisingly so the comments no nyina are positive, very surprising. Because okay, FM listeners, dear. Oh, massa. Especially when you are talking politics. Well, I mean, they'll be divided. But obviously, well, and then enough radio by ye. And say, Nana, you said, Nana Mebo, what's in my policy documents be? Okay, make kind.
It's called hashtag we draw the box.
Semi kind year. Now your sound free will be because once I've not studied it, it's difficult to debate it.
No problem.
Na yensan kasabium. And it's Saturday. Nana Nekron for almost was Snap Cinema 3 p.m. Snap Cinema is the
AMA office.
Kimbu Gardens. Kimbu Benanado call school. No.
3 o'clock. Why?
As therefore, Mapon Yanko Peace 104.3. Then you see midday news.